All right, so I think this is actually going to happen to most people, men and women, together forever. Psych. This guy goes 38 years old, never married, no kids. Oh, the first comment down here goes, "You could be 38, divorced and broke." Classic. All right, let's get this party started here. Let's full screen this guy.
So I'm 38 years old, never married, no kids. I've never really thought about that until recently. My whole life, I never really wanted kids. For whatever reason, I was just like the Peter Pan syndrome, always feeling like a young, wild teenager at heart. Didn't want to be tied down, didn't want to really bear the responsibility of kids. So it was never really an issue. But as I'm getting older, at 38 years old, I think to myself, damn, I kind of feel like I should have kids. And unlike a lot of guys, I've had pretty good luck with dating as far as like getting attention and getting dates and hookups, unfortunately, which I kind of regret. I've had pretty good luck with that. But I've literally never dated a girl that fully convinced me or had me convinced that she would be someone to trust on a level of like marriage, forever commitment, and children. I've always been somebody that's a bit paranoid. And that might not be the right word. That's kind of a negative word, but I think men.
No, I think he's actually right. Back to that comment, you could be 38, divorced and broke. That's the classic. So he's not tripping. Like I'm around his age. I'm 35, and I do have a girlfriend. We live together. We do want kids. Um, and for me, it's kind of normal to wait, and I think it's going to be even more normal. I mean, how many 38-year-old women are like, like they're in their head, it's too late. At least for like this dude, he can keep going, right? So, for instance, my parents didn't have me, baby Jack here, until my mom was almost 35. My dad was 38. Um, but at that time, it was kind of abnormal to wait that long. But now it's normal to wait that long now. And not to mention, no one trusts each other. Let's bring this comment back up. You could be 38, divorced, and broke. So a lot of men, that's a big one, right? And not to mention, well, I'm going to mention it. Oh, I'm going to mention it. When you're somebody who doesn't have an issue getting women, or vice versa, women can just, no big deal, go pick them out. I think that is kind of a double-edged sword, right? Like, imagine you could just never have an issue. Just pluck them out. They're just jumping out of the bushes at you. You kind of just, you don't worry about it. Anyways, he's going somewhere with this. This is a good one. He's got 28,000 views, 1,600 comments. Rang a bell. Dev Campbell. All right, let's let him keep going here.
Being paranoid is a good thing. I think it's a good thing. And a long time ago, one of my buddies, my friend Randy, he brought up looking at his girlfriend's Instagram. Never really thought of it before that. And the girl I was dating at the time, I happened to do what Randy said. I went on her Instagram and I looked at who she's following and stuff. And immediately it was tons of stuff that I'm not okay with and I don't think men should be okay with. She's following a bunch of inappropriate pages that I won't even say, following a bunch of dudes,
Classic.
whatever. It's not the point of the video. There was stuff I saw on there that was red flags to me. And forever on since then, I've paid attention to the women I've dated on like a, casual level, trying to get to know them. And just when I'm focusing on it, quickly, I can see instant red flags as to why I would never commit to them, let alone, or excuse me, I would never seriously on a forever level consider, committing to them, let alone having children. And looking at it now, I'm like, bro, 38 years old. I feel like I'm running out of time. And I feel like if I don't have, kids or a kid, I think I'm going to regret that in the future. The problem is, if I step...
I feel him on that, though. I really do. Like, I know for a fact that if I don't have a kid, I'm going to... I already know. I could see the future. I already know I'm going to regret it. Like, for sure. Even though things are super difficult. I mean, forget it. It's expensive out here. I get that. But I do feel what he's saying. I really do. It's crazy.
Back and take my emotions out of it. I truly, at this point in my life, with my experience and what I've seen, I have no faith that there's any women around me that I've dated in the last 5 years, 10 years, and that I have talking to me now. I have no faith that I would ever consider that with them. No way. And I'll go a step further. A lot of guys disagree with this. They might disagree. I think most men, at the very least, most men that are in healthy relationships right now are overlooking things that I would never overlook and a lot of people would never overlook. And that's why they're calling it healthy. I'm willing to bet, and I apologize.
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, okay, let's put it into perspective here, right? Let's say a chick's judging him, right? She walks into his house here. It looks like his bedroom, okay? Right here, I just noticed, look at all this cologne, all right? Unless he's a cologne salesman, which do exist, there is a market for it. That's a lot of cologne, dude. You know? Like for instance, if with my lady now, if she were to look at me and judge me for all the things I've done, we would not be together. Oh, that's 1,000%. Okay? Like, if I were to just solely off of the things she's done in her past, no way. I don't think anybody would be together. So there's a lot of overlooking here. I mean, just think about it for a second. You're a dude, right? Think about all the shit you've done and haven't done. If somebody's going to hold you to that level, it's never going to work. Forget it. Didn't have a kid with him? Oh, forget it. Absolutely forget it. But he's going somewhere with this. I do agree with them to an extent. But, like, maybe that's why so many people are single. Maybe that's literally it. That's it. Guys are going, I can't get a girlfriend. Yeah, they want too much. You don't have enough. And then guys are like, I just want a loyal girl who's never had sex or, never done this or that. And it's like, well, good luck with that, dude. Like, good luck. I think a lot more, this is going to be just common shit. Like, this is just normal nowadays.
Guys, if this comes off negative, I hate being negative, but I'm just being honest with you guys in this video.
Not being negative.
I'm willing to bet any guy out there, if you were to let me, at least, or maybe yourself, randomly go through their phone, quickly, I will find a reason that would break things. It's become the norm now. With these smartphones, it's just become the norm.
Yeah, 1,000%. He's absolutely right. You got to overlook so much shit, it's not even funny. Like, it's just not even funny. And then women want the most. I'm not saying men don't. I'm saying I know this. I've been with plenty of them. They here's the best. You could cross off all the lists. Everything. One fucking false move. Just like that. One false move. It's happened to me. It's the classic. And I'm glad it did. Good. Because that person, they're going to end up probably like this guy right here. Maybe, probably not making a video about it, but this is where, if you're too picky out here, that's just what it's going to be. It's that simple. You got to overlook everything.
I think it's one of the biggest problems we have. Looking at inappropriate stuff, talking to people you shouldn't be talking to, at least being endlessly tempted and open to the possibility of tiptoeing into, inappropriate stuff with people or things. And I just don't have much faith that I can meet someone that's worth serious forever commitment, and especially having children with. And that's sad, man.
Yeah.
That is depressing and it's sad. In fact, a lot of the girls I've dated in the last 5 or 10 years, they didn't want kids, or they were already single mothers,
Classic.
And as cold as this might sound, and as much as this might offend somebody, personally in my past, if I've dated a single mother, I had no intentions of being committed. None. I was just a friends with benefits thing.
You dirty dog. I mean, you could see by the cologne in the background. Hold on, let me get him up here. I mean, if she saw his bedroom and she saw that, she better know the deal. But like, I've dated a single mom before, and I actually dated her. But it's crazy because, for instance, remember what I was saying, if you're like a guy you don't have an issue getting women, you're really probably never going to actually settle down like that. Maybe you would in your 40s, okay? That the rules kind of change. Or that goes out the window, I would assume. But I was dating a single mom, and I never saw the daughter for a whole year. Never saw the kid once. So it was almost as if the kid didn't exist. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense here. Then all of a sudden, the kid's there in the kitchen. 11-year-old kid. And I sat, this is like 7, 8 years ago, and I go, oh, dude. I was like, oh, no. Right then and there, it was like, I'm so sorry I wasted your time. Sex was great, though. But, yeah, man. It's unfortunate, but I do understand what he's saying with that. I really do. And I could see why a woman, if I had a kid and I'm a single dad and a woman comes in and she's still just a fresh spring chicken, she's probably not going to want to do that. I mean, probably not. So I think it kind of goes both ways.
And the girls, like I said, that didn't have kids, I can't think of one that wanted kids, at least at the time we were dating anyway. I think we're in some weird times. And like I said, I have this pressure. I feel like the clock's ticking. And I know for men it's not the same as women, but I feel like the clock's ticking.
Yeah, it is.
But also, I don't have much faith that I can find somebody that I would consider worthy of serious forever commitment and a family. Because like I said, with just pop culture the way it is, music and television and inappropriate videos being everywhere, and over-sexualized content and over-sexualized jokes and just vulgarity run amok, for someone like me that pretty old-fashioned, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I can't see myself shutting my mouth and being committed to somebody who's, literally just a rampant degenerate like most women or people in general are today. And again, not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying that to be controversial. That's just what I'm feeling. And I think a lot of guys feel that way. I think that, like I said, in order for a decent man today to be in a relationship, you're just going to have to overlook so much stuff.
1,000%.
Maybe I'm being unreasonable.
No.
Maybe I am being unreasonable. Maybe I just need to get with the times, and the goalposts have moved. What baseline for the norm is now on vulgarity and stuff. And
Nah, he's not tripping. You got to overlook everything. This dude down here goes, I'm going to let him finish, but he's not tripping. You got to overlook so much. And vice versa. right back at you though. Like that chick, my girlfriend now, she knows everything. Everything. Like I don't want not one thing to come up where she goes, I didn't know about that. No. I want you to know it all of it. And I don't want any surprises either. You know what I mean? This guy goes, hey man, don't worry about this. I'm 58 with my only child dying from cancer. Oh, dude, that's rough. I've been married twice, got kids. Appreciate your life for what it is. It doesn't get better. It doesn't get better. That's great. Don't get married for starters. Kids? ? I love my kids, but it's hard work and never ends. Yeah, that's another thing too. If you do want kids, you almost have to. If you want, like how he says, I'm never going to find that chick. It's almost like you have to live your life as if you already have it. So imagine just going from bachelor, triple chilling, man cave lifestyle to like wife and kid. You know, that's going to be a big adjustment. Or at least I think so. All right, he goes, 74. I'm 74. Never wanted kids. I love the ladies, but after 2 divorces, quitting alcohol, realized living alone is what I really wanted. Happy ever since. Love every minute of every day. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot more of those guys. My wife and I have been married for 3 years, been together 12. We both don't have any social media platforms. We keep our inner circle very small. We have grown together. Can honestly say I got lucky with her. God has a plan. God has been good to us. Yeah, I mean, some people just got it like that. Not having kids doesn't make you any less of a person. Having a kid and raising it poorly in a bad situation does. Oh, yeah, that's a big one. A lot of people out here just popping them out. I am 40 years old with no wife, no kids. You don't have to have a relationship or kids to live a happy life. Yeah, that's like the classic one, but I don't think he's necessarily talking just about like having kids to be happy. I think it's what we're here for. You know, that's why I'm here. That's why you're here. Sex happened. You know, that's the point. It's the point of life. It's not to sound corny, but it's biological. You know, it's a real thing. All right, back. Anyways, let's let him close it out here.
Maybe I'm just not with the times, but I'm just telling you guys, man, I don't know if there's any women out there that I would consider to be worthy of serious commitment in a family. And like I said, I'm almost 40 years old, and that's sad, man. The only women that I see now, like if I log onto these dating apps or whatever, the only women I see that talk about wanting like serious commitment, settling down, they all literally are pretty old. They're all 35 and above. And most of them will ignorantly straight up say, not here for hookups. I've had my hookups. I've had my fun. I've got that stuff out of my system. I want to settle down. Like, what guy hears that and thinks, pick me, pick me? Like,
you know what's funny is he should do that in his profile. No hookups. Serious only. I want kids. That's the classic. I was just thinking about that. Who's doing that? I don't know.
What are you telling the guy? And then other people say, just don't talk about your past. Some things are better left unsaid. Hell no, bro. I don't want some deceitful woman that's acting like she's something that she wasn't, hiding a bunch of trashy behavior. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. I even see men saying that to women. Don't tell people stuff about your past. Keep that to yourself. Hell no, bro. I would be furious if I invested a lot of time and energy into somebody and I caught feelings and I found out some stuff from their past that I'm not okay with. Oh, hell no. That wouldn't go well. That would not go over well with me. So again, kind of just ranting in this video. Anybody watching this, let me know what you think. What's your experience? Are we all just doomed? Or do we have to date people with stuff we're not okay with that we just kind of overlook and ignore and shut our mouths? I don't like that, man. I don't like that at all. sucks, man. It really sucks. I feel like we're all put here to, connect and have children. I feel like it's the most basic thing you can think that we're here to do. And I feel like I'd be a good father in many ways. I've always been good with kids. Kids always love me, and I love kids. I'm handy. I
Yeah, man. I don't think he's necessarily doomed, but yeah, you're gonna have to overlook a lot of shit, dude. I mean, believe it or not, there's probably a woman out there right now who's thinks exactly the same way he does, but maybe he doesn't find her attractive. Maybe they don't live near each other. Maybe she lives in West Wisconsin. She's out there. She's on Lake Sheboygan. She's way too far. Um, yeah, I feel for the guy, Dev Campbell, man. Let me see if he's posting. I'm gonna see if he's posting. Maybe give him a sub. Let's see what some of these comments got to say though. But yeah, hate to break it to him, but yeah, dude, you're gonna have to overlook some shit. You know what I mean? Um, this guy goes, hell, I'm 28 years old and I feel the exact same way. The idea of finding a good woman is a challenge by itself. Finding one that wants a good man is a whole other story. I'll be honest, bro. The future seems bleak as well. Okay, well, you know what? Let me see from a woman's perspective. My girlfriend's calling me. Hey, honey, I'm filming a video. Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So this dude's talking. He's 38, and he says he's basically like, I'm ready to settle down. But he's saying that he thinks that in order for him to get a woman, he's basically going to have to ignore her entire past. Like he almost can't. He has no. He's a good looking guy. No problem getting women, right? But
Mm-hmm.
but he feels as if he's going to have to overlook everything they've done in their past, and he's not all right with that, but he still wants kids. My answer was basically like, dude, you're gonna have to overlook some shit because the chick's gonna have to overlook whatever the hell you've done in your life. So what do you think about
Mm-hmm.
that when you're like going to date somebody, right? Like when you were going to go with me, like if you were to look at my past, honestly, we probably wouldn't be together. Like what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, you have to decide what's more important. Like, if the values align and the person, is someone you want to be with, and like today, like this person today is that person, and how they got there isn't really any of their business. Because at the end of the day, like everybody makes mistakes. We don't know, we weren't there to know what this person was going through. So if somebody's done something that, they're not proud of, who are you to judge them? As if you haven't done anything yourself.
That's kind
Like,
of
who
what
you're not
that.
proud of.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
what I was saying. I was like, I'm pretty sure we've all done some things that, if you were to say it out loud, a lot of people are probably going to be like, oh, wow, that's.
And what did I tell you from the beginning? I said, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Like, if you're not going to be
Yeah.
okay with the answer for whatever it is, then don't ask the question. I'll be honest with you, but you're not always going to love the answer. So if you really don't want to know, then don't ask. And I think that there is an acceptance with like, don't don't ask if you don't want to know, and be okay with not knowing. Like, that not knowing might be better for your relationship than knowing the answer to something. And if you feel like you can't have a relationship with someone without knowing the answer, but you're also not going to be okay with whatever the answer is, then you're basically just trying to decide who someone's allowed to be,
No, no,
or who someone was allowed to be in their
yeah,
life.
well, that's the point though. Is it's basically like you're just gonna be single then. That was kind of where it's going.
Well, yeah, nobody's perfect.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
if you find someone who's never messed up in their life, I guarantee something will happen, or they won't have the life lessons in order to overcome adversity and difficulties maybe that come along in a relationship, or challenges. And how are you going to you want someone who's had some life experience. You don't necessarily need to know what all that experience is. All you need to know is like, who is this person today? Who is this person like want to be? And what are their values? And do they align with mine? And do we get along? And are we friends? And things like that. But the past is the past for a reason. It's really nobody's business.
Okay. Well, look, I love you. I'm gonna finish this video out. I'll see you. I'll call you back.
Love you too. Bye.
Oh, she just kept going. Women, man. No, but me and her, we're together, right? Because we're so similar. We're both a little nuts, right? We both live the kind of same lifestyle, right? I lived a very party, skateboard, smoke weed a lot. I don't anymore. I'm kind of a square now, but I get paranoid. But like, we've lived a very similar life. And for a lot of people, some clean-cut chick who's never done anything, I tried that out. It did not work. It didn't work. My dirt was too much for the very clean-cut person. You get what I'm saying? So there's got to be a chick out there for you. Or like if you're a girl, there's got to be a guy for you. But they might be the same as you. This whole opposites attract thing really, it doesn't work. You need somebody that's on your level. So if you've done a lot of shit, you know, it's kind of like, well, just get a girl who's done a lot of shit. It makes sense. I'm telling you, it does. Anyways, this guy goes, I'm 38 in the same book. You have my respect. Yeah. Social media has plagued the world. We'll end on this note. Social media has plagued the world with main character syndrome. We treat everything as disposable the moment it becomes hard, stale, routine, challenging, uncomfortable, etc. That's why families, communities, work, public spaces, etc. are not what it was even 25 years ago. Even a decade ago, it wasn't what it is now. The childless loneliness epidemic will grow unless a lot of change and effort is made. Yeah. Anyways, shout out to Dev. You know, if Dev watches this, dude, you just, there's a girl out there just like you. She's not going to be perfect. They never are. Just like I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? I'm not the richest guy. You know, I'm not the best looking guy. I'm not the tallest man, mediocre penis. Okay? You know, I've done some things in my life that I'm not proud of. You know, you wouldn't be proud of. Okay? So, anyways, shout out to this guy. I'll leave his information below, but you know, unfortunately, moral of the story is you're going to have to overlook some shit. That's just where we're at, man. Good talk.